Master Chief? You mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.
Hey guys, Chris here from Cohesive Friendship Unit, and I am joined by Jeremy.
Hello.
And we are going to talk a little bit about ElDewrito, what we think of it, and the fallout that has come of it. But real quick, we are really enjoying talking with you guys in the comments. Keep those up. Throw us a like if you like this. Throw us a sub if you like us. Back to Halo, though. So, in 2014, Microsoft, 343, and Saber Interactive partnered to develop Halo Online, which was a PC version of the Halo 3 multiplayer running on the Halo 3 engine, and it was exclusive for the Russian market. There was a beta. The beta ended, and the project was ultimately put on hold, but people got a hold of some of the files, and they started modifying it under the name ElDewrito, and very recently the 0.6 update has dropped, and now we have a very, very polished version of that Halo Online mod. And Jeremy and I have played it. And what do you think about it, Jeremy?
I love it. I think it's great. The game has aged fabulously. It well deserves its reputation as an excellent multiplayer shooter. It runs extremely well for a fan-made mod. It's not clunky at all. You would never know that you weren't playing an official release. Once you actually get in the game, the matchmaking is a little janky, but it's serviceable. And it's just great to play it on PC. It looks great. It has really high graphical fidelity, so I have not a bad word to say about it.
Yeah,
Boy, is Halo fucking fun. That's what I have to say.
I totally agree. Halo 3 especially, because that's the one, like I bought an Xbox 360 just for Halo 3. And I remember when I bought it, I told myself, you're only going to ever play Halo 3 on this, but I was wrong. Wrong. Halo 3, I put a lot of time into that. I really enjoy that. I have a lot of good memories, and this is really effectively that. But, you're playing on a mouse and keyboard. You have that native resolution, Halo 3 at 4K with nice-looking assets and running at a perfect frame rate with the FOV slider, all the bells and whistles. It's super fun. Halo's fun. It's fun to play with my boys, and it really, we were playing Halo 4 just a few months ago, me and Jeremy.
We were?
On Xbox 360, yeah?
Yeah, no, we were. I was agreeing with you.
Oh, yeah.
I had a weird intonation. But yes, we were playing Halo 4 on Xbox. And, boy, does Halo 3 on PC fan-made look so much fucking better than Halo 4 on Xbox 360.
Yeah, but yeah, Halo holds up, and it is kind of it's cool to look at things that we consider to be innovations in the shooting genre today, like things that we've come to expect, like loadouts and perks and kill streaks to an extent, all that, battle royale modes, and then you look back at kind of the simple. Weapons are spawned on the ground in set spots, the maps are small, and the time to kill is really long, but it holds up really well. It kind of makes you question what some of these quote unquote improvements are.
Absolutely. Great to play it with a mouse and keyboard too.
Yes, and it shows how much I suck at Halo. But as of late, just a few days ago, Microsoft posted a message on their community blog, which they frequently post. I'm going to drop a link to both of these conversations in the description because the ElDewrito team also responded, and we'll be putting those up on the screen too. But I'm just going to read a little excerpt from Microsoft and then from the ElDewrito dev team. Today, we want to let our community know that Microsoft has initiated actions to protect its Halo intellectual property in the wake of the recent ElDewrito PC release. As Microsoft's needs to protect its IP spun up, we reached out to members of the ElDewrito team to have an open discussion about the project, and in the admittedly difficult situation we find ourselves in, the ElDewrito team is understandably upset at this outcome given the time they've invested into the project, but they understand the legal implications and need to press pause on this work. One thing remains clear. The community really wants more Halo on PC. Here you go, guys, the moment you've all been waiting for, that meme-worthy quote. While we have nothing to announce today, please know that the PC community is very important to us and top of mind as we work towards the future. So that was just a little excerpt of what Microsoft said. And here is a little excerpt of what the ElDewrito team responded to. To be completely honest, we do not know the answer to this question yet, as in what is going to happen moving forward. Our conversation with 343 was very brief, since ElDewrito itself is simply an open source mod and not a Microsoft asset. The mod itself will not be taken down. However, it appears that Microsoft assets required to play the game, builds, 0.6 game zips, etc., will most likely be taken down by Microsoft. All we know is that we have been told to temporarily halt development until more information is available. We must honor this request. During this time, please do not make threats or harass 343.
Guys, that means you.
Yeah, and us.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Jeremy, the PC community is very important to us and top of mind as we work towards the future.
Absolutely.
It is.
Top of mind for the cohesive friendship unit.
So 343's first project with Microsoft was the Halo 1 remaster for the Xbox 360. And since then, they've gone on to develop Halo Master Chief Collection, Halo 4, and Halo 5. And do you want to know how many of those are actually on PC?
I do want to know. How many?
Last count is 0.
But
please know that the PC community is very important and top of mind as, they work towards the future. So, Jeremy, I think you know
Chris, what you don't understand is that we're not in the future yet, okay?
That's so true.
That's so true. Once we get in the future, then, you'll see.
Then we'll see. I think you know the last official way to play Halo on PC.
I do. I had been doing some research, and you can officially play Halo on PC, so don't despair. What you have to do is you have to reinstall Windows Vista, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Once you reinstall Windows Vista, you need to go to the Windows Game Store, okay? And in the official Microsoft Game Store, you can purchase a PC copy of Halo 2. So, there you go. Problem solved.
I'm sure the multiplayer is thriving.
Oh, no, dude, the multiplayer community is insane.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that just kind of goes to show that the last Halo project that you could play was from the mid-2000s, and 343 has not released an official Halo project. So why would they take down a project that was put out in 2014, retracted and put on indefinite hold, Jeremy?
That is a great question. I don't know the answer. I think it's a bad decision.
Right.
And I think it's a bad business decision because I think that, as we've, I think, amply demonstrated, you can't play Halo on PC. And so ElDewrito, and by the way, folks, that's Dewrito, as in Mountain Dewrito. Dewrito is not competing with any official product. There's no Halo PC that you could be buying if you are interested in playing Halo multiplayer and you're a PC gamer. You know what I mean? So they're not losing at least direct competitive dollars over this in that sense. So what this game is doing for Microsoft is maintaining a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of news around a popular title of theirs in advance of hopefully a Halo 6 release on PC and potentially in advance of an official, version of Halo Online on PC. So it just seems like you're kind of stomping on fan enthusiasm for no real gain.
Yeah.
There's no financial gain, and you're certainly not, you have no benefit among the fan community or in terms of brand development.
Exactly. And I was saying this when the program where every Xbox first-party game was also going to be coming on PC, and there was going to be like crossplay, like you buy the Xbox version, you also get a PC version. At that point, I was like, hey, we got you, 343. We're going to get our Halos on PC. But that was after Halo 5, so I was like, oh, we got to wait till Halo 6. And that's pretty much more or less been confirmed that is like, unless they're throwing us a wrench or giving us some false hope or false information, that game is not anywhere near ready. Like, that's in It's out there with Elder Scrolls 6, you know. It's somewhere, maybe. It's in
Elder Scrolls, Valenwood, and Halo 6 Cortana Returns are just chilling together.
It's in Todd Howard's dreams.
Yeah.
So this is realistically, unless they had plans to pull this indefinite project from 2014 of a 10-year-old game out of the closet, this is it, you know? Like, I don't understand why they wouldn't leave this up in anticipation for Halo 6. You leave this up, it was people who linked this game to their Steam accounts. It was in like the top 30 games on Steam. There were over 8,000 concurrent players. That's significant for a game that you kind of have to go out of your way to get. It's, you know, the only people that are, you know, willing to maybe go take a mega download and know the risks involved in that are going to partake in this. This isn't like an official release. This is impressive that they had such a standing. So why wouldn't you just leave it up in anticipation of getting people hyped for the next Halo? And then, you know, maybe then take it down, or maybe if the ElDewrito team did something crazy, like modded it so that it was, I don't know. It
was somehow misrepresenting your brain.
Put Thomas the Tank Engine in for Banshees or something. I don't know. Like, then maybe, but
or made them all like, you know, women in bikinis or something.
Yeah,
it's something that you didn't want necessarily associated with Halo.
Yeah, but as it stands, this is very legit. And we were talking about the Installation 01 project and how that seems to be okay because it's not using Microsoft assets. To me, that's also very strange because this is realistically the most accurate representation of Halo. This is like actually Halo.
So Installation 01 is another fan-made online multiplayer game. The difference between Installation 01 and ElDewrito is that ElDewrito uses some Microsoft assets, whereas ElDewrito, uses some Microsoft assets, whereas Installation 1 is completely built from the ground up. And they have no problem with Installation 1. That fact, essentially, to me, kills any potential argument for taking down ElDewrito. Because effectively you're saying you can play Halo Online for free, and we're going to let you do so in a way where we have much less, you know, kind of control over how our brand is going to be represented. There's more potential for it to be, you know, done in a way that we don't appreciate for one way or another, whether it's glitches with the gameplay or the visuals or whatever, in a way that people might not think highly of Halo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's no concern over brand integrity there. There's no concern over maybe trying to force a Halo audience to Xbox because you're going to let them play this other fan-made version of the game online. So that's not the issue, because people are going to do that who are on PC sooner than buy an Xbox. Sorry. And I think they understand that. It really just seems like corporate mismanagement that they're like, we technically own the assets that are being used. I mean, not technically. We own the assets that are being used in this game. So for no discernible reason, we're going to insist that you don't use them, even though it just hurts us.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, we were talking about this a little bit offline. If this was Bethesda, all right, let's say that...
Imagine.
Yeah, let's say that Fallout 3.5 existed, was in an open beta state, was taken down, and then kind of recently resurfaced. Do you think Bethesda, who tends to be very mod-friendly, very open about using their assets and using their development tools, do you think that they would have handled this the same way?
That's a good question, and we kind of have a natural experiment or a test case here, because there is a fan project, or really two major Bethesda significant mod fan projects that are and were in existence. The first was a recreation of Fallout 3 inside of Fallout 4. That game has been canceled. However, there was another fan project which is called Fallout 4 New Vegas, which appropriately is New Vegas rebuilt inside of Fallout 4. That game has the green light presently from Bethesda to continue work. Evidently, the issue with the Fallout 3 version, and as well as the New Vegas recreation, had to do with using sound assets from the original titles. Bethesda didn't want that, which I think is also kind of silly and like really kind of around the edges. Like, if you're going to let them recreate the game, who gives a fuck if they use some of your sounds? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I understand. I guess technically you own it, but I don't like sit on them and just own them and let people play a recreation of your game with different people saying the lines. I guess if that really kind of gets your engine going, do that. But they're going to let the New Vegas one continue, which I think there's a much better argument. You can buy New Vegas for PC. I have it. I've played it, and you can mod the fuck out of it. So by letting people who play Fallout 4 play a modded version of New Vegas inside of that title, I think they're arguably losing money.
Yeah.
And they're greenlighting it. They're going along with it, which I think is the right move. It's much better. It helps them maintain an active user base. Modders are a really important part of the Bethesda community. If you buy a Bethesda title, you appropriately understand and expect that there are going to be active mods, and that's part of what draws you to the game. Like Skyrim, part of why you buy and play Skyrim is for the mods. And it gives these games a lot of extra legs. When a game like Skyrim came out how many years ago, and people still play it very actively because you can mod it to make it look and play, much better than it would. It meant much better than it would have otherwise aged. So,
yeah, I mean, I think we agree. At the end of the day, it's honestly making Microsoft not look villainous, because at the end of the day,
the statement was okay. I think they gave as good of a statement.
We understand that at the end of the day, it is their code, it is their assets, and it is their IP to do with what they want. And
they didn't take any legal action, which is important. If they had gone after these people legally, they would have looked like real dickheads.
Yeah, but it just does seem it's kind of like, when you're doing something and your mom comes in and stops it, like you're having like some crazy like fort fight or tearing up the furniture, and mom comes in and is like, we're done, no more fun.
Yeah, it's actually kind of like it's like you took the cushions off the couch, made a fort, and like you're gonna clean it up later. Like, you didn't break anything, you're just hanging out in your fort, and then your mom
respectfully
comes in and is like,
using your parents' furniture.
She's like, get the fuck out of that fort, and you're like, why? And she's like, because I said so. That's really what they're saying here. Because I said so. They don't really have a rationale.
Yeah, and I think we both agree that if anything, leaving it up for the discernible future, maybe in a few years we could have a different discussion. But for now, it really only stands to help them.
What they should have done, if they were interested in seriously, actually putting the PC fan community at front of mind and whatever else as they look to the future, they should have said like, hey guys, this exists. You know what? We do own these assets, but we understand you guys really want to play it on PC, which they acknowledge in the statement. We're going to be releasing in the next few years the official version of Halo Online. Until then, please enjoy ElDewrito, and we'll be working with that team to make sure that it represents Halo in the best way possible, and blah blah blah. When Halo Online is released, we'll work with them to have people buy the real release, and ElDewrito will come down. Then I think that would have been the right way to go.
So true. So kind of going off that note, and this will kind of be our last point, what do we think is kind of the best outcome given what has already happened for this project? I kind of have two ideas. I think the first, and honestly, in my opinion, probably the best outcome for this project would be for Microsoft to kind of officially endorse the project and license without charging. So I don't even know what that is. Letting this development team borrow this project under some guidelines from 343 and Microsoft to continue the project, and everybody's happy. So it's not free reign, basically. Like any chance of the team misusing the assets or going AWOL or something else like that, that's all taken care of effectively. The other outcome, which I think is probably maybe a little more likely, but still I think it's kind of a stretch, would be for Microsoft to maybe pick up some of these devs, some of the lead devs, maybe even if it's just one or two guys. Like, at least something good comes out of that dev team, because they put a lot of work into this, and maybe some of those talented folks can either work with 343 and Microsoft to re-release Halo Online officially, because clearly there's a demand for it. Maybe Microsoft has taken note after this, or maybe they'll work on Halo 6 and we'll be playing some Halo from their code in a few years' time.
Yeah, I'm inclined to say it's more likely to be the second option. I think if they had any thought or any intention of kind of doing what you would suggest and maybe kind of officially sanctioning the project, as you have essentially with Fallout 4 New Vegas, where Bethesda has said, we are greenlighting this. We are not making it. It is not official, but it is cool with us. You know what I mean? I think if that was a likely path, we would have seen a pretty different press statement from them. If you were at least considering that, you wouldn't say it's our IP, it's not optional, that we protect it. They have to pause their development. We're going to bring it officially to the PC in the future. There would have been different language, like, hey, we recognize this exists. We're evaluating the best way to go forwards. It would have been something more like that. I think I had seen something. I just tried to find it quickly earlier today that there had been discussions between 343 and Microsoft and ElDewrito about having some of the team, work with Microsoft in the future, whatever that would mean. Though I'm unfortunately skeptical that those people wouldn't just be sidelined. But we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. All right, guys. Well, let us know down below if you think that 343 is aware that the PC community is very important to them and top of mind as they work towards the future. Please let us know what your thoughts are on that. I think we already know the answer. And again, any support we get is super appreciated. Any likes, any subs, any shares. You guys are awesome. We will see you guys next time.